Yes, guys. So, welcome again to Wise and Otherwise. This is something that I'm trying for the first time. So, this is your weekly spot where I'm going to try to bring your favorite content creators into the show, and we get to know them, and we get to talk a lot of fun things with them. We got to talk a lot about football and their journeys. And today we have a very special guest on my show, and this is my first episode, and I'm really glad that he said yes. So I invited Ash Bhai from Ash Talks Football, and Ash Bhai. Welcome, Ash Bhai. Thank
Hello,
you so
hello.
much. Thank you so much for coming. And how
Yeah,
have you been,
absolutely.
Bhai?
All good, all good. I'm just enjoying my holidays, bhai. I'm in India for a month. I usually stream from Canada, but I'm in India for a month and I'm just enjoying my time with family. Plus, lot of streams, marathon streams and stuff. But I'm just taking a few days breaks, few days off, and I had some time today, definitely. And I know you wanted to do this. I'm like, let's do this with you. Glad
I'm
I'm
glad
really
actually.
appreciate, bhai.
Yeah.
Go
I'm
on.
really glad, bhai, because I know it gets really difficult when you're on holiday. You are with your parents, and someone asking you to do a stream
No,
with
no,
you
all
whom
good.
you don't even know. But that shows what kind of a person you are, Ash bhai. I mean, I've always heard very nice things about you, and I've heard
Thank you, man.
that you've always encouraged people like me, and that is why we get inspired from likes of you, Ash bhai, and thank you so much for coming.
Arey, thank
So,
you so
Ash
much.
bhai, today we are not going to talk about the traditional Manchester derby and football
Thank God.
analytics because yeah. So I started this show with an objective where I wanted to
Right.
get to know the creators more. Rather
Ah.
than getting to know the tactical, because I know भाई, I see you all the time and I see you talk so much sense. फालतू मेरी बेइज्जती हो जाएगी, मैं ज्यादा आपसे बात करूंगा
अरे
टैक्टिक्स
ऐसा
के बारे
कुछ
में
नहीं है
तो
भाई सिटी हो आप ठीक है वी आर नॉट इवन क्लोज देयर
no,
सो
you're just too humble, bhai. Come, Arsenal fans need to learn it from you, bhai. You are too humble, by the way.
see watching 20 years of football right has humbled me big time, right? And at least the last season has humbled me big time, and that's why this year's my whole focus on this, not on my channel but for other channels as well, is to focus on other leagues, watch other football teams, watch other players. Ki, United fans can come to the ground as like 100 million बलीबा का प्लेयर जो है, उस सेम प्लेयर आपको 25 मिलियन में बाहर मिल सकता है. You just have to
100%,
be
bhai.
smart enough. So वही है. I think more than football, I think it's my love of football, man. 20 years of watching football, I've seen it all, man. I've seen the highs, the lows, and everything. So चमड़ी मोटी हो चुकी है. So no
और
banter can
भाई
affect me right now.
करेक्ट 100%. एंड द वे यू आर स्पीकिंग भाई, मतलब ये पता चलता है कि समवन हु इज वेरी लर्नड, हु अंडरस्टैंड्स हिज गेम, हु अंडरस्टैंड्स हिज टीम्स. क्योंकि भाई यू नो एंड आई नो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ रेज बेटिंग गोइंग ऑन. बहुत सारे लोग
Right,
बस कुछ भी बोल
right,
देते हैं कंटेंट के लिए, विच इज नॉट गुड.
right,
Because I think it is very important for people who are in front of the camera to push the right narrative there. But
right.
thank you so much, bhai, and that is why I'm so attracted towards you, and that is why I wanted to
अरे
invite
कोई
you
नहीं.
and
Thank you,
be
man.
my first guest in this show. I hope this
Appreciate.
show works, and thank you so much, Ash bhai. So we'll quickly get into the nitty gritties of it.
Yep.
So Ash bhai, I just wanted to know, like, what if you could remember, what was your first memory of watching football and how it began for you?
First memory of watching football. Glad you
Yeah,
asked me.
bhai.
So my first memory of watching football was मैं स्कूल से घर आया, मैंने बैग पैक रखी, ठीक है. My dad was watching a game, and I saw which game it is. He said, ये तो फीफा वर्ल्ड कप चालू है. I'm like, okay, फीफा वर्ल्ड कप, okay, क्या फीफा वर्ल्ड कप? बोला फुटबॉल का. And then I tuned in, and the first match was France versus Senegal. So Senegal had beaten France. That was an upset.
This is
1-0 France.
1990,
Senegal.
2002,
This is
2002 or
2002.
1998?
कोरिया. नहीं, ये
2002. Yeah,
2002
yeah,
का
yeah,
है. कोरियन वर्ल्ड कप जब
yeah,
कोरिया में और
yeah.
जापान में वर्ल्ड कप हुआ था. तो दैट वाज द फर्स्ट गेम. आई वाज लाइक, ओके, फ्रांस जैसी टीम हार सकती है सेनेगल से. देन आई स्टार्टेड वाचिंग. देन माय नेक्स्ट
Correct.
गेम वाज एक्चुअली, आई vividly remember this. My next game was Germany 8, Saudi Arabia 0. And
Oh,
उसमें Miroslav Klose, the legendary
close. It.
striker
Correct.
of Miroslav Klose, right? He scored a hat trick, and he did that iconic flip celebration.
Flip
I was
step.
like,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
bhai.
fun, man. This is fun. Then I started watching World Cup, but club football I actually got associated to. So as a ESPN Star Sports used to be like a pioneers of English football, right? उस time पे, right?
Yes, bhai.
So then I used to like tune in after मैं cricket खेल के आता था शाम को, and then I used to tune into the games, right, on the weekend. And I see like, okay, this is fun. I used to watch like, and mostly United के games prime time पे होते थे. So I used to
100%
tune into
भाई.
United games, right? And then Arsenal was very good. So I used to watch like FA Cup के कुछ matches, highlights, Champions League के highlights होते थे 30 minutes वाले. So I used to watch them. Because 90 minutes देखने का टाइम नहीं होता था भाई, डांट पड़ती घर पे,
100,
पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है. ठीक है.
100% भाई.
तो तो उससे मैं देखना चालू किया. एंड देन यूनाइटेड से मेरा कनेक्शन स्टार्ट हुआ अराउंड 2003 2004. एंड 2004 में टिप एंड मोरिनियो आया था 2004 में. आई रिमेंबर चेल्सी का वो टीम, they were not even losing,
Correct.
they were not even conceding goals. उसी टाइम से मेरा
100% भाई.
यूनाइटेड से कनेक्ट बना. एंड आउट ऑफ वो क्या हुआ पता है, ऑल दोस लास्ट मिनट गोल्स out of
Oh,
nowhere I just
correct.
connected. I was like, this is a team I like, man. This is a team that's playing good stuff. I'm enjoying this. Like Chelsea ठीक है, बढ़िया खेल रही थी. No offense, but United played really attractive football back then, even when they finished second or third उस time पे. But that's why I connected with football. Like, that's my
100% bhai.
connection.
And what a beautiful story, by the way, bhai. So if I can remember, I started watching football in 2006, and that is also so 2002 also, and the World Cup that we are talking about. And I also fortunately I also saw that bhai, but I didn't understand that much. उस समय football पता नहीं था. My older brother, he's like the best United fan that I know, and
Awesome.
I am a City fan because of him only, because he used to torment
Good.
me so much. So and so I remember we were watching this match, and he told me what a big deal it was for Senegal to win, because France has already won the World Cup, and they
They
came
were the
as
defending
favorites
champions.
in that 2002 World Cup, right?
Yes.
And I saw that game, and we all thought that this is, and everybody in their own head wants that underdog story to happen, right? सबको लगता है कि भाई जो बड़ी टीम है वो हार जाए, because that gives you goosebumps.
यही ना,
And
exactly.
I can relate to you, bhai, because this is something that I also experience. And thank you so much, bhai, for sharing that, and
Yeah,
such a
man.
genuine
These are
story and
football
heartfelt
stories.
story.
These are
Correct. So,
football
bhai,
stories, man.
yeah, Ash bhai, so what led to you get into content creation? So, what was that something that inspired you, or what was that you are looking forward as a content creator? What inspired you to come here, bhai?
That's a great question. Okay, so ये actually सब बचपन में जाता है. I think it all comes down to बचपन में, ठीक है.
All
So
ears,
I
bhai,
used to
all
always,
ears.
it always like मैं ऐसी like क्रिकेट देख लो आप, क्रिकेट भी जब होती थी, so I used to like sit and just hold like a ऐसे कंगी hold करके I used to like do some commentary and stuff उस टाइम पे.
Okay.
I used to imitate those commentators, ठीक है. And then फुटबॉल भी जब देखता था, लाइक हाँ यार मैं भी ये कभी कर सकता हूँ. I used to watch these shows called the ESPN में जो स्पोर्ट्स सेंटर वगैरह होते थे. I used to get
100%
fascinated
bhai.
by them. राइट. एंड वो
100%.
लाइक हाँ, कभी ऐसे स्पोर्ट्स मीडिया में कभी घुसने की कोशिश तो करेंगे जिंदगी में, बट कभी तो हुआ नहीं. रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आ गई, पढ़ाई करनी पड़ी, या लाइक बहुत सारा चीज हुआ, राइट. यू हैव टू सेट योर लाइफ फर्स्ट. बट आई थिंक
100%.
कंटेंट क्रिएशन का ऐसा हुआ कि सो आई ऑलरेडी वाज क्रिएटिंग कंटेंट, बट नॉट फुटबॉल कंटेंट. आई वाज नॉट क्रिएटिंग वीडियो कंटेंट, बट आई एम एक्चुअली जॉब के अलावा आई एम अ फैशन फोटोग्राफर.
Oh,
So
great.
yeah, so my photos have come in like Vogue magazine and
Oh,
so I do fashion
gl-
photography in Montreal in Canada. So
glad,
I
bhai,
work
glad.
with a lot of models and brands and stuff. So वहाँ पे I used to like photography से मेरा रिश्ता तब से है, right? And even back in India I was a musician as well.
Oh,
तो
very nice, bhai.
yeah, I've been to creative roles quite a lot. So उसके बाद से like being creative always has been my thing, apart from my work and my daily stuff. Like that keeps me going all day, all time, right? And उसके बाद football all has always been. I like football more than cricket. No, sorry, cricket fans again. I'm
No,
I'm
not
a
at all,
football
bhai.
fanatic more than cricket. I mean, cricket was a part of me, but football is my football. I breathe football right now. I was actually a panelist on Being Sarangi. If you have not checked out, if you checked out
Yes, bhai. I've
season
checked it
last
out.
of
Actually, I saw you there for the first time only, bhai. That
right,
was
right.
the
So
channel
वहाँ
there I
I
saw
was a
you for the first
panelist.
time.
So I was a panelist उसमें आराम से I was assisting him in a lot of the streams, and तब से I was like confidence आने लगा कि yes, we can do this करके. And I was a United fan as well. So that's why I wanted to start something on my own as well उस time पे. And I read all, like मैं observe किया सारे content creators को भी in that whole time when I collabed with a lot of folks. And then I was like, what exactly working, what's exactly not working and all. But अंदर से I would say like talking about football, discussing sports, connecting with different people, understanding different people from different backgrounds. That was my whole thing. And when I started content creation, मेरा ये goal तब से रहा है. I know I don't want to shoot too much. I'm still pretty new, 3.5 months हुए हैं, but close to 1,000 subscribers हो जाएंगे hopefully in few
touch
months,
wood, bhai. Touch wood. Touch
right?
wood.
My goal is to take, मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ हमारे इंडियन कंटेंट क्रिएशन स्पेस में बहुत पोटेंशियल है. We should take our Indian content creation space globally. That is my goal, and that will be my goal, and I'll create a very good community of creators ताकि we can represent our country on the global stage, क्योंकि मैं चाहता हूँ हम यूके के क्रिएटर्स के साथ टक्कर दें in the coming years.
100%
That's
by
my
and
goal.
what a vision by what a vision. And I mean, this is something that a creative person can only imagine. A person who has seen things can say, because अंदर से हम सबको वही feeling आती है that we are no less than anybody else, but there's this confidence issue that we as fans sometimes have. I think abhi this generation is far superior than the previous generation. तो
Absolutely.
जो हमसे नीचे वाले हैं भाई वो तो और sharp हैं. They are
भाई
so
I
quick.
love Gen Z भाई. मैं
Correct,
मजाक नहीं
bhai,
कर रहा
and their takes and their wittiness, it sometimes gets annoying भाई, क्योंकि आप बात करने जाओ उनसे, they have so much things to say, and आपको लगता है भाई अपनी बेइज्जती नहीं करानी है तो चुप, या तो you get prepared or shut your mouth. तो I also resonate to that fact, and very beautifully put, bhai, because
Thank you,
I
thank you.
also think कि people like Ash bhai and all those creators who are doing such a fantastic, they should push this thing bhai, because if you guys who are on the way up, if you try to push it, I think सबके सब एक साथ ही grow करेंगे. So thank you so much
Definitely.
bhai. But I
Absolutely.
just wanted to quickly understand bhai. So in this where you just said कि अभी आपको initially 3 months हुए हैं, and touchwood बहुत बहुत ज़्यादा प्यार मिल रहा है आपको content में. But I would want to
Touchwood.
know what is the most difficult part of content creation, yeah, bhai,
Oh.
because what is it that like आपको लगता है ये ना हो, या मतलब ये सबसे difficult आपको feel होता है.
So okay, so right now it all depends, right? If you are starting new, आपके you are a one man show basically, right? And if you're a
100%
one man show, it all depends कि आप वो content को किस तरह से elevate करना चाहते हो. If you want to create fantastic content, then आप लोग को आपको time देना पड़ेगा in terms of research, in terms of gathering all data, scripting. ठीक है, एक तो पूरी की पूरी आपको thumbnails imagine करनी पड़ेगी. You have to think
100%.
about all things, not just the video part comes later. You know, conceptualizing the whole thing is really that takes a lot of time. And आप अगर full time job कर रहे हो तो it's very difficult to do that. So,
100%.
but the thing is, once you keep on doing it, ना, you start building a workflow. एक आपका rhythm set हो जाता है, workflow set हो जाता है, and then you also understand your audience what they want as well, slowly. तो ये कुछ I mean the most difficult part I think would be is to be a one man show. You like but the best part about is that future में if you hire editors and stuff, you know what you want as your creative niche,
100% भाई.
right? You can communicate that. तो वो बहुत जरूरी है. And also like you learn the grind, and in that grind you become more humble. You just like
Correct.
when you see another content creator doing it, I'm like, I mean, look at Zishan, what he's doing, Talk Football HD, right?
100%
The
भाई.
quality of content he produces, I understand what is the background work that goes into it. All those, like
Correct.
we as regular viewers, हम जाके देख लेते हैं वो content. I was like, हाँ ये video उतना अच्छा नहीं है, ये नहीं है. But the work behind it is just insane.
100%.
So, but that actually humbles you a lot. That's the most difficult part, I think, the conceptualization and delivering it. Delivery वो बहुत मैटर कर जाता है आपको. अगर डिलीवरी सही नहीं है, इट वोंट कैच योर ऑडियंस मैन. वो बहुत वो पिनेकल है, मतलब वो जरूरी है. अगर वो हिट कर गए आप तो देन यू कैन टैप इनटू योर ऑडियंस डेफिनेटली.
I mean, very nicely put, Ash bhai. I could just when you were saying all this, मेरे को सारे flashbacks आ रहे थे, because I've started it just 1 month ago. तो मेरा तो I just understand what you're saying, and that part it's so amazing that when you get into this, and the creativeness that is behind your creating that 7-8 minute video, the kind of work it needs, it teaches you so much as a person, as a human being. आप skills
Absolutely.
acquire करते हो, you drive yourselves into that. लोगों को शायद वो जो सामने वीडियो देखते हैं उन्हें शायद उतना नहीं पता चलता है, बट जो बनाते हैं उन्हें पता है कितना डिफिकल्ट होता है. एंड भाई एग्जैक्टली जी
Editing का
भाई
बहुत
की
काम होता
जी
है.
भाई, shout out to Z bhai. He has been such a wonderful person है. हम सब उनको देख के of course आगे बढ़ते हैं.
Right.
And he's also, I don't know him personally by the way, but भाई I have only heard good things about him कि बहुत humble है, and वो जिस तरह से present करते हैं अपने आप को, जिस तरह से वो इंडिया को represent कर रहे हैं, I think amazing भाई. And
Yeah, when that's
Glad
why the
bhai.
goal is to that we need more creators to actually put ourselves on the stage. That's my whole goal.
100% by 100%. So I just quickly get the
Shoot,
chats out
yes,
by काफी chats आ
yes,
गए हैं.
yes,
So
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Go for
yes,
it.
amazing content coming soon. She's my wife, by the way. Yes, yes, she must be doing a job,
Absolutely.
but वो फिर भी she took out her time and said thank you so much for coming. Ritin said Gigi Kulab, yeah, of course. Ritin bhai मेरा comment अरे अरे Gigi Kulab, yes. High on football bhai. One of my good friends, we are part of a show, and he's like a brother. उनका content भी
Yes,
amazing
yes,
है. तो
yes.
guys,
He does well.
whosoever is here, and if you're not subscribed to, first of all go and subscribe to Ash bhai. ही इज अ वंडरफुल
Thank you, thank you.
पर्सन. उसके बाद अगर आप ऐश भाई को सब्सक्राइब कर चुके हो, देन प्लीज गो एंड चेक आउट द कंटेंट ऑफ हाई ऑन फुटबॉल and Ritin bhai, who is the pioneer of Goloe, and he is the
Yes.
person who has brought us all together. So thank you so much Ritin bhai. पार्थिव सिंह, आज क्या एजेंडा है भाई? कुछ एजेंडा नहीं है, वी जस्ट हियर टू टॉक, एंड ज्यादा फुटबॉल में नहीं बात करेंगे, बिकॉज आई जस्ट वांटेड टू नो ऐश भाई एज अ पर्सन.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes
Editing
bhai,
no
I
wo-
do, I do love Ash bhai. Yes, we all love Ash
Arey,
bhai.
arey, thank you so much.
Hello, what's up? Hello,
Rex,
Rex bhai.
Rex, Rex is here.
Thank you so much for coming, bhai. And please like the stream. Whosoever is watching, bhai, it really does help the algorithm push the video. And I really want to be the one to create such contents. अगर आप अपना feedback भी देना चाहें तो please do it. And whosoever is watching, please like the stream and subscribe to the channel. And before you subscribe to my channel, please go ahead and check out Ash bhai. Yes, stoppage time winners for Foggy time, exactly as
Why,
भाई
why?
alluded. Ash भाई स्मार्ट हैं, स्टाइलिश भी हैं. हाँ, of course हैं भाई. आपको जलन हो रही है क्या? ऐश भाई ने
Utkarsh,
गरम
man.
मसाला मूवी में जॉन को रिप्लेस करना था बिकॉज ऑफ हिज फोटोग्राफी. एपिक
Ritin.
एपिक.
This is
अरे
Ritin,
एपिक
भाई.
यार रितिन भाई.
या पता है ये मेरे कम्युनिटी और मेरे डिस्कॉर्ड में ना, मतलब मैं आता हूँ चैट करने, आता हूँ कि मेरे कुक करना शुरू कर लेते हैं सब, ठीक है ना. दैट्स
अरे
गुड,
भाई,
दैट्स ऑल द लव, दैट्स द लव
correct,
दे हैव,
correct.
दैट्स
Yeah,
इट.
they love you so much that they want to see you again and again, bhai. I think it
Absolutely,
takes
absolutely.
time to understand what you need to and how to edit, and it took me almost 2 years to understand. Ash bhai, love you, love how you explain exactly, Utkarsh bhai. And this is what I want from this show, bhai. I just want to bring a different type of people who can share their insights, so that people like me, people like whoever is trying to get into this thing, उनको थोड़ा सा एक insight मिल जाए. And very nicely put भाई, by the way. नाइस, कैरी ऑन भाई. ऐश भाई का और अलग लेवल का. एग्जैक्टली भाई, एग्जैक्टली भाई, couldn't agree more. So we
कुछ
we
नहीं भाई
will
यार.
just quickly move on to the next aspect. So अब सबको
Yes.
पता है Ash भाई is a United fan, and he has shared his brief memory of how he started supporting United. But bhai, full time, what was that season, or what was that moment where you just got into this fan mode, similar to all of us,
Hmm.
जहाँ पर नहीं अब तो भाई यूनाइटेड को ही सपोर्ट करना है, and you started watching every game and analyzing it as opposed to what you were doing earlier. तो वो कौन सा
Yeah,
season था, क्या time था, if you could just tell us.
absolutely. It was the 2006-2007 season, man. That's
Beautiful
where
भाई.
that's the season. And I think थोड़ा सा उसके पहले भी, you know, before that as well, the season, I think Cristiano, I mean, see, again, generic नहीं होना चाहूँगा, but the time I have started watching football, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi was starting their
came to
careers, right?
came
And
to yeah,
right,
of
came
course.
into,
Yeah,
right,
of course.
and Cristiano Ronaldo was the player that actually made me fall in love with United. And Wayne Rooney's, the Giggs, the Scholes. I mean, when I watched them play, I was like, this is football, man. And then after the
Correct भाई.
post the 2006 World Cup, 2006 World Cup तो और मैंने ज़्यादा डिटेल पे देखी है. इतनी डिटेल पे देखी है
Italy.
मेरे को वो पूरी की पूरी, मतलब सारा
एक
का
एक.
सारा स्कोर लाइन्स याद है. मेरे को
करेक्ट
कौन
भाई.
कितने मिनट में गोल स्कोर किया वो याद है, मतलब वो सब याद है. सो
करेक्ट
एंड
करेक्ट.
उसके बाद एंड स्टार्टेड वाचिंग यूनाइटेड इवन मोर रेगुलरली. एंड वो सीजन से दैट फर्स्ट गेम 4-0 विन अगेंस्ट फुलम, आई विविडली रिमेंबर इट. फर्स्ट हाफ में भी स्कोर्ड लाइक 3 goals और 4 goals, राइट. वो मेरे को याद है. एंड देन आई वाज लाइक, यस मैन, वी आर बैक आफ्टर दोस 2 seasons by Chelsea, by Mourinho. I was like, yes, this is gonna be our season. And I was like hardcore तब United supporter. I was like, this is my team, man. And we went on to
भाई,
win the league, bhai.
that 2006 World Cup I remember for very different reasons. So again, my older brother's story, and I shout out to
Right.
him. He has been an inspiration for me. So he was a United supporter, and we all remember that Portugal versus England wala match, by that iconic match, Rooney versus Ronaldo, and that World Cup for Italy, bhai, the way they played. एक गोल मारते थे और उसके बाद दे जस्ट एंड माय ब्रदर वाज सो इनटू दिस फुटबॉल दैट ही
Right.
उसके पास एक थी एंड दैट ब्लैंक पेपर्स में वो व्हाट ही यूज्ड टू डू वाज एट बैक इन द डे जब कंप्यूटर्स और ये सब नहीं थे, ही यूज्ड टू ड्रॉ दोस फुटबॉल फील्ड्स बाय पेंसिल
अरे
एंड
भाई सेम.
करेक्ट भाई एंड देन ही यूज्ड टू
I
ऐसे
used to do
प्लान कि अच्छा
formations.
करेक्ट एंड ही हैज दैट फाइल एंड ही शोड मी कुछ दिन पहले जब मैं अभी घर गया था तो ही
अरे
शोड
मेरे
मी एंड
पास भी
आई
है अभी.
रिमेंबर इट.
I
आई
have it right
रिमेंबर
now.
बिकॉज करेक्ट भाई देखिए प्लीज प्लीज शो भाई अगर आप दिखा सकते हो अगर आपके पास आसपास ही है
मम्मी
तो.
को ढूंढना पड़ेगा. नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम पे
अच्छा
दिखाऊंगा
ओके
मैं
भाई
आपको.
वी विल
मेरे चिल
डू
स्ट्रीम
इट
में,
सम.
मेरे चिल
हंड्रेड
स्ट्रीम पे
परसेंट
मैं
भाई.
दिखाऊंगा वो. ठीक है, वो मेरे डायरी
हंड्रेड
दिखाऊंगा.
परसेंट
उसमें
भाई.
इटली, अर्जेंटीना, आइवरी कोस्ट तक की फॉर्मेशन है.
Coast 100%, 100% भाई.
ठीक है.
And what he did was he tried to explain it to me कि भाई देख इटली का मैच है तो ये तीन उनके डिफेंडर होंगे, कैम्बियासो होगा, ये होगा, वो होगा, आगे टॉटी होगा, टोनी होगा. एंड आई वाज लाइक क्या बोले जा रहा है, व्हाट इज ही वॉफलिंग
जैम्ब्रोटा
अबाउट.
है.
Zambrota है, नेस्टा है, एंड ही explained it so beautifully that I also got hooked into it. बट मेरा
Yep.
मेरा हमेशा सा मन था कि आई मतलब वो चाहता था कि मैं भी इटली को सपोर्ट करूं, बट मेरा मन था मैं रोनाल्डिनियो को देखूं बिकॉज ही
Right,
वाज
right,
सो
right.
ब्यूटीफुल टू वॉच एट दैट टाइम. एंड ऑफ कोर्स काका वाज एट हिज ही
Oh
स्टार्टेड
yeah,
एंड he was a next big thing. और काका और रोनाल्डिनो का दैट वर्ल्ड कप वी ऑल रिमेंबर
absolutely.
भाई एग्जैक्टली. एंड आप एकदम वैसे ही भाई वो एग्जैक्टली वाइब दे रहे हो भाई जो हमने एक्सपीरियंस किए
नहीं नहीं,
बचपन में.
वो वही वाला है. सो दैट 2006 वर्ल्ड कप एक्चुअली कनेक्टेड मी टू फुटबॉल मोर. स्पोर्ट्स स्टार के मैगजीन्स आते थे तो बीच में से
100%.
पोस्टर निकाल के एज टू फिक्स इट
हाँ.
ऑन द वॉल एंड टू कलेक्ट
एंड
स्टैट्स एंड एवरीथिंग.
करेक्ट करेक्ट भाई. सिमिलर स्टोरी भाई बिकॉज हम लोग ट्रेन में जाते थे तो वो स्टेशन में जो मैगजीन शॉप होती थी वो वहीं मिलती
राइट.
थी बिकॉज और कहीं से परचेस करने का कुछ था नहीं तो
मैं बस
हम
स्टैंड पे
लोग
जाता
वेट
था.
हम
मैं
लोग
बस स्टैंड
स्टेशन
जाता
से
था.
जब कभी कहीं ट्रेन से जा रहे होते थे तो वी यूज्ड टू गो इनटू दिस कि भाई ये वाली मैगजीन मिल जाए और फिर वो
राइट.
उसमें से निकाल कर ऑफ कोर्स स्कोर कार्ड क्रिकेट में स्कोर कार्ड्स देखना जो क्रिकेट सम्राट वाज यूज्ड टू पब्लिश देयर बैक एट द डे
यस
जहाँ पर वो हिंदी
यस,
में आती थी एंड देन
हिंदी में
स्पोर्ट्स
आती थी.
वाला इंग्लिश में आता था. एग्जैक्टली भाई.
So those are the memories, man, and
सिमिलर टू
that's my early memory of United. भाई then 2006-7 वाला जो सीजन ना, that changed everything for me. I think मैं पहले गेम से मुझे पता लग गया था कि दिस इज गोना बी आवर सीजन. फर्स्ट गेम से. And I was like, this is my team. I'm gonna support United, and supported United till the that we won 3 on the trot. That whole
ऑफ कोर्स भाई ऑफ कोर्स.
3 on the trot.
and
Oh man.
and I remember 2008 2009 season where like that for me is like the best United front three that I saw of Tevez, Ronaldo and Rooney. And when they signed Berbatov bhai, that was like the icing on the cake because he was probably the only player apart from the players in United or Arsenal में अगर
Right.
Van Persie वगैरह
Right.
को हटा दो तो who could
Right.
challenge their supremacy. And they signed him and I thought यार क्या है ये, कैसे जब भी सर एलेक्स को कुछ भी चाहिए होता है उनको मिल जाता है. एंड तब उतना राइवलरी नहीं था भाई. आई यूज्ड टू शैडो सपोर्ट यूनाइटेड नॉट फुल्ली
Right. Right.
बट द
Right.
रियल हेट्रेड स्टार्टेड आफ्टर आई वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड टू फीफा. तो दादा यूज्ड टू टेक यूनाइटेड एंड यूज्ड टू जस्ट
Okay.
अब मैं छोटा था तो वो मुझे हमेशा हरा देते थे. एंड
Right.
वो बाय डिफॉल्ट इफ यू रिमेंबर भाई पहले वाले फीफाज में इफ यू टेक यूनाइटेड बाय डिफॉल्ट सिटी आ जाती थी ऑपोजिशन में. तो ही यूज्ड टू
Opposition
गिव
पे.
मी सिटी. हाँ ही यूज्ड टू गिव मी सिटी. मुझे वो जॉनसन एंड आई डोंट नो कौन कौन से प्लेयर थे उस जमाने एंड ही यूज्ड टू
वापस
टेल मी
स्टीफन
इससे खेल.
आइलैंड.
स्टीवन आइलैंड of course. and और मुझे
Gareth
ऐसा लगता
Barry.
था भाई क्यों कर रहा है मेरे को. एंड देन दैट मोमेंट केम आई थिंक सिमिलर टू व्हाट यू हैव एक्सपीरियंस आई एक्सपीरियंस इन 2010. सो आई वॉच स्पेन वेरी क्लोजली दैट सीजन. अब इनिएस्टा
Yes.
जावी को हम पहले से जानते थे बट आई सॉ डेविड सिल्वा फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम एंड ही इज हियर बाय द वे बैक साइड में ही इज माय फेवरेट एवर प्लेयर
मेरे
एंड
हिसाब
ही
से
इज द रीजन.
he's the most iconic player for Man City. लोगों को नहीं पता.
100% भाई 100%
लोग
भाई.
अग्वेरो, डी ब्रुयने वगैरह बोलते हैं, कंपनी बोलता है. आई फील इट्स डेविड सिल्वा बिकॉज डेविड सिल्वा वाज द पार्ट ऑफ द फर्स्ट रिसर्जेंसी ऑफ मैन सिटी. ही वाज द पार्ट ऑफ द फर्स्ट
100% भाई.
generation of players alongside Yaya
Couldn't
Toure.
agree more भाई. In fact, De Bruyne himself says that David is the best player that he has played with. तो मैं अब किसी और से बात नहीं करना चाहूंगा इस बारे में. Who people have misled me in believing that यार सिटी फैन है तो ये अभी 4 दिन पहले फुटबॉल देखना चालू किया होगा. नहीं, my history goes
जरूरी
back
नहीं है.
very back. But it's just that कि मतलब I just never felt like यार सिटी का कुछ पर्सपेक्टिव होना चाहिए. But now I'm into it, तो I'm going to share my stories as well जब भी मुझे मौका मिलेगा किसी प्लेटफॉर्म में.
Yes,
But
for sure.
yeah, of course, so David Silva came भाई and that iconic, so sorry to remind you again, that iconic 6-1. And
हाँ,
उसमें सबने गोल मारा, but that one
वगैरह
pass that he gave to Dzeko, that
Jacko.
that slider that he gave, and I was blown away. मैंने उसके पहले कभी यूनाइटेड को स्ट्रगल करते नहीं देखा था.
Yep,
तो
yep.
आई
That was a shocker for us as well.
ये क्या हो रहा है, मतलब it's not just like कि फ्लूकली जीत रहे, it's like they are dominating United. And
पता है
we all remember that post match conference of Ferguson where he said noisy neighbors, and that became iconic. So that is where it all started.
टाइम चेंजेस एवरीथिंग. एंड पता है मुझे कब से फीलिंग आने लगी थी कि सिटी इज बैक. पता है जब उनकी आई रिमेंबर दैट फर्स्ट ट्रांसफर विंडो हैपेंड आफ्टर लॉट ऑफ इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ मनी केम इन. वो रोलांडो बियांकी वगैरह साइन किए थे एक टाइम
100%.
पे. एंड
Yes,
देन
भाई.
द नेक्स्ट
10
उसके नेक्स्ट
2010 I
सीजन
think.
2009 वगैरह 10 पे आई थिंक. देन वो बेलमी वगैरह साइन किए, रोबिनियो साइन किया. एंड दैट वाज द पीरियड में वो लगा you know at that point of time City were having 150 million की transfer windows at that period of time. I
Correct,
was
bhai.
like,
And
they are back, bhai.
Kaka came out and said after retirement that he almost signed for City, not even knowing who City were. So, मतलब it is kind of insulting as well at that point of time. ऐसा लगता है भाई ये क्या बोल दिया. But of course, what you're telling me is कि उस समय City की City की reach वो थी कि they were on to Kaka, and it is unimaginable भाई. अब उस समय Kaka was the thing कि भाई आप उसको ले आओ. Of course, अगर वो आ जाता तो इट वुडंट हैव वर्कड, बट इट जस्ट आप जो एग्जैक्टली बोल रहे हो कि पीपल बहुत मिस्टेक करते हैं कि सिटी की जो सक्सेस इट इज ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ पेप गार्डियोला, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट हैज बीन पुट प्रायर टू पेप गार्डियोला's कमिंग हियर. तो 6-7 साल पहले से बेस बना लिया था उन्होंने.
एंड इट्स नॉट लाइक कि डायरेक्टली वो स्टार साइन किए. इफ यू सी द फर्स्ट 2 or 3 ट्रांसफर विंडोज एक बैलेंस था. ज़ाबालेटा वगैरह साइन. ज़ाबालेटा वाज नॉट अ स्टार, राइट? आपके
ज़ाबालेटा भाई, आई थिंक ज़ाबालेटा एंड कंपनी, Zabaleta company and Joe Hart were they came prior to Sheikh Mansour's takeover. So company was there 2 years before. Zabaleta came a season before, and Hart was there thoda jaldi. But you're right. Likes of Barry, likes of
इंसर्जेंसी शुरू हो गई थी उस टाइम पे. बेलमी वगैरह आ रहे थे उस टाइम पे. एंड यू नो स्टीफन आइलैंड वगैरह अच्छा खेल रहे थे उस टाइम पे, उस पीरियड पे. वेरी अंडररेटेड प्लेयर बाय द वे स्टीफन आइलैंड. आई यूज्ड टू लव
exactly bhai. He used to run so much. He used to run on the wings on the right.
रोबिनियो वाज अ फैंटास्टिक साइनिंग इन माय ओपिनियन. वो भी अच्छा था. तो वहां से मुझे एंड यू नो एक प्लेयर लोग भूलते हैं सिटी का. इट्स कॉल्ड जियोवानी. ठीक है, वो भी बेहतरीन प्लेयर.
100%. yes भाई, I remember Giovanni. I remember.
2 सीजन खेला उसने, बहुत बेहतरीन खेला. तो उसके बाद यू नो व्हेन सिटी स्टार्टेड एक्चुअली वो 5th प्लेस जब आए अंडर मैंचिनी.
हाँ, that we went एक point से we lost to we had that a knockout against Spurs. I remember that game at the Etihad, and it was something 4-3 or something like that, and we did everything bhai, and we just could not get that win, and हम लोग 1 point से पीछे हो गए थे. And exactly भाई, I can completely resonate to the fact, and मेरे को अभी chills आ रहे हैं सब बोलते हुए, because I've seen those times as well. तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि यार क्या यार एक बार चैंपियंस लीग की वो एंथम हम सुन पाएंगे कि नहीं सुन पाएंगे. एंड देन फॉर्च्यून चेंज द नेक्स्ट ईयर.
को भी ध्यान से देखता था मैं सिर्फ यूनाइटेड.
Of course भाई. And that is why I respect you so much भाई, because this is coming straight from the heart भाई. This is something very beautiful, and I'm really enjoying the conversation that I'm having with
सिटी का जो सक्सेस है, people don't realize कि सिटी, it all comes down to that foundation set by the likes of David Silva, Yaya Toure, Nigel de Jong. People forget that name.
People forget his contribution. But people talk about Rodri, people talk about Fernandinho, but people don't realize what a signing Nigel de Jong was at that point of time.
I used to love Man City's football under Mancini. Very attractive football. उस time से I used to actually, like, no disrespect to Pep, but recent years Pep के अलावा I think I used to love Mancini's football. I used to love Pellegrini's football. I used to tune in every week to watch City play. That's how I was like hooked to City उस time पे. So people need to understand that कि सारी चीजें ना वहाँ से roll up हुई है to what Pep inherited that squad and took it to the next level. वो जरूरी है लोगों को जानना.
लेकिन वो लोग, and this is why Ash bhai coming, I'm waffling again and again, but this is very important for me to say this in my platform, because bhai it is people like you who are telling the truth. मैंने देखा लोग बस बाहर निकल करके, first of all they don't give credit to what City has achieved, and they undermine their success by saying कि भाई पैसा खर्च करके जीत गया. पैसे सब खर्च कर रहे हैं, and this is what Pep is all about कि भाई पैसे, हाँ of course he is saying मैंने पैसे खर्च किए, there is no denying the fact, लेकिन ये बात फिक्स है कि अगर आप पैसे नहीं खर्च करोगे तो you can never win. That is how Premier League has become right now.
एंड वही पैसे यूनाइटेड ने इतनी सारी द लास्ट 10 इयर्स में खर्चे करे हैं. डिड वी एवर विन अ प्रीमियर लीग सिंस द लास्ट? मैं एक स्टैगरिंग स्टैट
करेक्ट भाई.
बताऊंगा. आई डोंट वांट टू गेट इनटू स्टैट इन दिस थिंग.
नो नो भाई, प्लीज
भाई
प्लीज गो अहेड, प्लीज प्लीज.
मतलब the thing is, like, people don't realize it's not about spending money. It's what City did was not only spending money on the right players. They actually improved their training facilities. तो आप देखो अकेडमी से कितने अच्छे प्लेयर्स हैं जो सेल किया सिटी ने. लोग
हंड्रेड
सिटी के
परसेंट
साइनिंग्स देखते हैं, बट इफ यू गो टू द
हाँ.
डिपार्चर्स सेक्शन और ट्रांसफर मार्केट आप जाके देखो डिपार्चर सेक्शन पे, the amount of players City sold is insane. Academy players they sold is insane. वो लोग नहीं जब समझते. They actually made a lot of investments around that Manchester, greater area Manchester,
एरिया, द
around that
ईस्टर्न
Etihad
मैनचेस्टर
Stadium.
एरिया भाई.
तो
करेक्ट.
काफी वहाँ इन्वेस्टमेंट करी है, तो वहाँ से और फैन बेस बिल्ड हुआ. दैट एसोसिएशन विद द
बिल्ड हुआ.
क्लब इम्प्रूव्ड बिकॉज द क्लब वाज आल्सो डूइंग वेल. तो ये सब
करेक्ट.
फाउंडेशंस होती हैं टू बिल्ड अ सक्सेसफुल क्लब. तो लोग ये भूल जाते हैं ये चीजें. एंड
हंड्रेड
पैसा
परसेंट
खर्च
आश भाई.
करना इज नॉट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, राइट? यूनाइटेड ने भी पैसे खर्चे करे हैं, राइट? बट यू सी द साइनिंग्स दैट वी हैव मेड. एंड मैं एक स्टैगरिंग स्टैट वही बताने वाला था, पता है? पोस्ट सर एलेक्स फर्गसन, राइट? पोस्ट सर एलेक्स फर्गसन, वी हैव ओनली वन सीजन वेयर वी हैड स्कोर्ड मोर देन 70 गोल्स. उसके बाकी
ओ,
सीजन में वी नेवर क्रॉस 70 गोल्स इन द प्रीमियर लीग, गाइस. तुम
विच
समझ
इज
रहे हो?
वेरी स्टैगरिंग भाई.
पैसा इज नॉट द थिंग. इट्स इन्वेस्टिंग इन द राइट प्लेयर्स एंड हैविंग द राइट इथॉस एट अ क्लब. जो सिटी समझ
करेक्ट
ले,
भाई.
दे आर अ वेल रन फुटबॉल क्लब. आई नो द 115 वाला चार्जेस एंड एवरीथिंग, बट that's a separate issue in my opinion.
करेक्ट
What
करेक्ट भाई.
stems to the foundations, we need to give credit to City where it's due, मेरा हिसाब से.
वेरी ब्यूटिफुली पुट इट भाई. अगर आप हो तो मुझ जैसे लोगों को सच में सिटी के बारे में ज्यादा बात करने की जरूरत नहीं, बट एग्जैक्टली भाई, द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट यू said in that briefly your explanation was they bought into that culture bhai. So the city ki success is not because they are winning because of that culture bhai. Sheikh Mansoor came and Khaldun Al Mubarak came and they did
Yep.
so much for the community. People in Manchester एंड सिमिलर टू व्हाट लिवरपूल है. और लोग बात नहीं करते हैं, जैसे लिवरपूल की हिस्ट्री के बारे में लोग बात करते हैं, द अमाउंट ऑफ रेसिज्म पीपल फ्रॉम लिवरपूल फेस. ये मैनचेस्टर के साथ भी सेम ही है भाई. वो नॉर्थ में ये
It's
प्रॉब्लम
everywhere.
है. नॉर्थ में तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, नॉर्थ ऑफ इंग्लैंड में बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है. पीपल डोंट नो दैट. एंड देन दिस पर्सन कम्स, he gives jobs to people there. जो भाई जिनका पैसा नहीं था उनको जॉब्स दिया, उनको क्लब का पार्ट बनाया, उनसे सीखा और फिर उनको दिया वापस. एंड ही स्टिल गिविंग. अभी तक ऐसा नहीं हुआ है. सिटी आर सच अ वंडरफुल रन क्लब भाई, दैट
Right.
पीपल लाइक जिम रैटक्लिफ हैड टू कम टू शेख मंसूर एंड आस्क हिम कि कैसे किया आपने ये. एंड दिस इज सो
And Omar
आयरॉनिक. People do.
and Berada को
Omar
लेके
को
गए.
they signed Omar, exactly. They signed Omar because they know
It's a
the recruitment that City
tried and
are
tested.
doing is the best recruitment that you could possibly do. And Sheikh
Yep,
Mansoor,
yep.
to his credit, bhai, he has been such an, and in fact Khaldun Al Mubarak as well. They have been such a
Right.
nice person. जब उनका मीटिंग हुआ था जिम रैटल के साथ, they were very
Right.
nice. They hosted him at his palace, and
Yep.
then they were very supportive. They're like कि भाई आपको जो
Exactly.
हमसे insight चाहिए, we are going to give it. And that is how people are going to grow भाई. ये नहीं होगा कि नहीं हम अब अगर हम टॉप पे हैं तो अब हम किसी को अपने सीक्रेट्स नहीं बताएंगे या हमने क्या किया नहीं किया. एंड ऑफ कोर्स भाई 115, ऑफ कोर्स आई एम हियर, और बहुत सारे लोग भी हैं. वी गोइंग टू टॉक जब वो वर्डिक्ट आएगी. दिस इज नॉट द प्लेस टू टॉक अबाउट इट, बट
This is not the
एग्जैक्टली
podcast.
एग्जैक्टली यश भाई, आई मीन थैंक यू सो मच फॉर एक्सप्लेनिंग टू अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु
कोई
डोंट
बात
नो
नहीं.
एनीथिंग अबाउट सिटी.
Yeah, वो जरूरी है. And even the same I'll tell for Arsenal fans, भाई तुम लोग जो मतलब लोग ट्रोलिंग हो रही है, like United and teams are like other football clubs would kill to be in the top 4 every season and in the second place every season right now.
100%.
So तो लोग
100%
थोड़ा
भाई.
पर्सपेक्टिव भूल जाते हैं थोड़ा. I know rage bait में चले जाते हैं. It's entertaining to watch, but I think if you want to really understand football, आपको थोड़ा सा you have to research and understand both perspective, both sides of the coin. तभी आपको perspectives मिलती है, एक understanding मिलती है.
100% भाई, 100% couldn't agree more. And I think most ये थोड़ा सा सोशल मीडिया का भाई डार्क साइड है, बिकॉज आई थिंक
हाँ.
यू गेट दोस क्लिक बेट्स. अगर आप उल्टी पुल्टी बातें करते हो लोगों के बारे में तो आपको ज्यादा व्यूज और आपको ज्यादा, एंड पीपल
Right.
मिस्टेक इट as a token of appreciation, which is not actually. You are actually trying to you are getting into that space जहां से आप बाद में निकलना चाहोगे तो निकल नहीं पाओगे. तो it is very important to keep a level head and think very objectively. एक गेम
Right.
हारे नहीं कि आप किसी को डेथ थ्रेट देते हो, किसी को कुछ बोलते हो. दिस इज नॉट डन. At the end of the
Even
day, it's football, and people who are back in 90s and early 2000s have watched football, they know football very differently. जब क्योंकि सोशल मीडिया नहीं था तो बहुत डिफरेंट था
we watch
फुटबॉल.
different.
एंड
Yeah.
करेक्ट.
And पता है दिक्कत क्या है अभी आज के डेट में. Even some of my streams, like जब chats वगैरह आते हैं, like a lot of people like I get like plethora of comments भाई, and then उस पे rage bait comments होते हैं, and then when I say something good about a player or a rival, they say like, okay, you hate. So if I'm appreciating X, I'm hating Y. I'm like,
Correct, bhai. Exactly.
if I like apples, that does not mean I hate oranges. I
Correct,
mean, where this is
correct,
going,
correct.
like, so.
Correct.
So इस पे मैं agree नहीं करता. See, on watch-alongs, I'm a different person, भाई. On Man United watch-alongs, because वो असली emotion बाहर निकल के आता
तब
है. I can
फोन तब
absolutely
हम
go
अपना
bonkers.
एग्जैक्टली भाई दैट वी आर वाचिंग आवर टीम प्ले वी डोंट नोबडी वांट्स देयर टीम टू लूज एंड इफ वहां पर हमको दिखता है किसी एक प्लेयर की इंडिविजुअल मिस्टेक हो रही है देन दैट इमोशन कम्स आउट बट सैनिटी प्रिवेल्स एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू नो दे आल्सो आर ह्यूमन आई एम आल्सो अ ह्यूमन I am a
Right.
fan. They are player. We are connected to each other, and somehow
Right.
we have to respect the fact as well कि they are not doing it purposely. ट्राई करते हैं
Exactly.
और कभी कभी यू सक्सीड कभी कभी यू डोंट सक्सीड
Exactly.
एंड ये वाला पर्सपेक्टिव इज वेरी वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट भाई सबके लिए आई थिंक नॉट ओनली
I
फैंस
know,
फॉर
definitely.
एवरीबडी
And I've seen the best
सो
of the times and the worst of the times, ना, तो वही है.
100% भाई
Yeah.
and that experience is really visible yeah Raj bhai I mean the way you're speaking so
अरे
eloquently
thank you,
it's very visible that you are into the football thing and you've watched it for a longer period than most of the fans that I know so
See, the
that
thing
experience
is,
is showing bhai
yeah, the thing, yeah, I mean, the thing is, Piyush, like, मैं ये नहीं बोलता कि मुझे सब आता है, मैं सब जानता हूँ. ठीक, मैं ये मोड
100%
पे
bhai
चलता ही नहीं हूँ. I always say to my chat when they come onto the channel as well, like, I am not afraid to be proven wrong even right now. I'm like, oh, होगा. I'll go and search about it and maybe verify it. So मेरा ये पर्सपेक्टिव, आई वोंट गेट ऑफेंडेड अगर आप मुझे आके मुझे करेक्ट कर लो कि नो दिस व्हाट यू आर
100%
सेइंग इज इनकरेक्ट. I won't be offended. I'm like, okay, हो सकता है. And that's why I learn a lot from my chat. And I always see like people like take chats for granted in terms of जो आके आपके साथ interact करते हैं. I mean, they're giving your time and their energy to you on YouTube. So
100%
if you have to deliver something great to them so that कुछ वैल्यू निकल के आए उनके स्ट्रीम के साथ. So when you
100%
have
bhai
that interaction with the chat, you learn from them. ये मेरा हमेशा पर्सपेक्टिव है. I learn from my chats a lot, and that actually helps me improve my football knowledge. भाई, simple सी बात.
अरे very well said bhai and shout out to chat whoever is watching I'm so sorry I'm so hooked into Ash bhai's conversation कि मैं थोड़ा कभी कभी मैसेज रीड नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ but
No problem.
thank you so much भाई जो लोग भी हैं यहाँ पर अभी chat में please go if you have not subscribed to Ash bhai please go and check his channel it's there on the
Thank you.
title and if you're here please like the stream please share it with your friends and please give me your valuable feedbacks so that I can also improve in this journey that I have embarked on and मैं
And
थोड़ी
जो
जल्दी
जो
से
बाद
चैट
में
ले
स्ट्रीम
लेता हूँ
देखोगा, and जो बाद में
हाँ
स्ट्रीम देखोगे
हंड्रेड
इसको,
परसेंट
do subscribe to Piyush's channel, Wise and Otherwise as well.
थैंक यू भाई थैंक यू सो मच आश भाई मैं जल्दी से चैट्स लेता हूँ बिकॉज
Yes,
मुझे
yes.
और भी सवाल पूछने हैं ऐश भाई से
Of course, of course, of course.
नाइस
Definitely.
कैरी ऑन ऐश भाई का तौरा अलग है ये सबको वी हैव रेड दिस प्यार का तरीका है बाबू भैया अच्छा रेक्स भाई बोल रहे हैं कुकिंग ऐश भाई left and right is our love language for him correct bhai correct exactly and Ash bhai appreciates it he has just said it Ash bhai is love yes of course
अरे thank
that
you, भाई. Thank
AIG
you,
kit
Ritik.
you remember of course Parthiv bhai
Iconic.
who does not remember that square in between that iconic I think away
खौफ
wali
था
zyada
वो,
sundar thi
खौफ.
black wali खौफ
वो
thi
खौफ था
with
सही.
Rooney with Tevez
Tevez,
with Ronaldo
Ronaldo,
Giggs Carrick I mean you just name it Ferdinand Neville Evra there's so
Wes
many
Brown,
people bhai itne
सब.
sare Wes Brown they were terrorizing bhai and they did achieve everything almost they did achieve everything that year as
More
well
than ability,
एक
it was
सब
top tier mentality.
100% भाई
Yeah.
अब विजय भाई सिंह ऐश भाई से पूछो देवाशीष मोहंती के बारे में ही इज हिज
I
बिगेस्ट
have,
फैन
I
अच्छा
have actually met him. I have actually met him.
ओ ग्रेट भाई ग्रेट
वो मैं कटक में रहता
so
था
how was the
तो एक टाइम
how
पे.
was the
तो
experience
बारोटी
भाई
स्टेडियम यूज्ड टू बी
of
वेरी
course
क्लोजर टू. तब मैं वहाँ क्रिकेट जाके खेलता था, तो वही ऐसे ही देखे हैं आसपास. आई मीन मिला भी ऐसे जस्ट हैंडशेक एंड दैट्स इट. नथिंग क्रेजी, बट आई यूज्ड
correct
टू लिव नियर बारावाटी स्टेडियम, काफी पास था.
okay thank you so much bhai and matlab it's a very nice experience I've never met someone personally मैं सिर्फ शॉन राइट फिलिप्स से एक बार मिला हूँ because I
क्या
was given an
बात है
opportunity
भाई,
to interview this
टॉप प्लेयर
so
अगेन ना वो.
he's
वेरी
a
गुड
very
विंगर.
nice yeah bhai one of my favorites growing up because उसको सिटी ने बेच दिया था पैसे के लिए and such
ओल्ड
were the
स्कूल,
days
वेरी
back
ओल्ड
in the
स्कूल
day
विंगर.
हाँ
वेरी ओल्ड
they were
स्कूल
such
विंगर,
was the day
एरन
कि
लेनन.
Aaron
हाँ,
Lennon and Wright Phillips never wanted to leave City. but they sold
Right.
him because he was the hottest property. Chelsea took him, and
Right. Chelsea took
since
him.
then उसके बाद वो same player रहा नहीं. He
Same player.
came back again, but he was not the player of, when he
Not
left.
the player.
By Jans Lehmann penalty save in 2006 World Cup, where Germany used behavioral scientists to
Yes.
predict
Yes.
penalties.
Argentina
भाई
against.
come on, bro. What, shout out to भाई. ये जो आपने exactly जो बात बोले, and this is what Ash भाई was talking about, कि जब chat में इतनी अच्छी insight मिलती है, we all somehow learn. And thank
Absolutely.
you so much, भाई.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Pradeep bhai, thank you so much for the insight bhai. Everyone please, okay, yes, thank you so much Ritin bhai.
Arre, arre, arre.
I think Kelvin Phillips is greatest City player. Arey bhai, bilkul. He has won 4 Premier League bhai, by the way. He not played and won 4 Premier League. He's such a great.
भाई वही तो भाई
The only
medals है
goat
भाई.
to wear the Man City jersey is Mr. You know
क्या
who.
हो सकता था वो
Yes, of
player.
course. Of course bhai. The talent was
मतलब
there. The talent was there.
what the I think Dele Alli के बाद he is also one of the biggest what could have beens in world
Correct
football.
bhai. In fact, prior to Delhi Ali, na bhai, Delhi Ali
Prior to
came
Dele Alli.
after. हाँ,
मतलब in terms
Delhi
of
Ali
ceiling के हिसाब से ceiling this
100%.
I
bhai,
rated
100%.
ceiling for Dele Alli का ज़्यादा because of the
हाँ, वो
quality.
that MK
But
Dons वाला game that against United where he scored, and the next year he was at Spurs, and then वो जब भी United against खेलता था पता नहीं क्या हो जाता उसको, he used to
nailed
score
on
goals.
FPL. Nailed on FPL.
100%. 100% भाई. Rupesh Raj,
Rupesh,
hello bhai,
City
thank you
fan.
so much
He's
for
a City
showing
fan.
bhai.
He's a City
Arey,
fan.
thank you Rupesh bhai. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't bhai. I mean, I also try to put City content, so please, and do give your feedback as well if you're watching. Actually, well said, Ash bhai. Yes, I have a question. Premier League and English football is renowned all over the world, and this league has provided many talents and legends. But when it comes to international, oh bhai, what a question, Parthiv bhai. And I'll
Good
straight away
question.
put Ash bhai on spot, and I'll ask ki, Ash bhai, what do
Ah
you think
man.
were the shortcomings?
I think shortcomings ये है कि you know it's too many chefs in one kitchen वाला scene हो गया. So
100%
what
bhai.
has happened with English international football was I'll give an example, a very recent example, right? In the last World Cup, Marcus Rashford was the top scorer for England, like close to 5 goals, but was dropped in one of the most crucial games against France in the quarters. What does that tell you? There's a clear like एक है ना they England national team never figured out the balance. Like I'll give you another example. 2002 World Cup, 2006 World Cup, देख लो. There were 4 central midfielders, barring Beckham, playing in that 4 midfield. Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, Beckham. It was they had to plug in those stars to make that team. It was not exactly, you know, the players fitting in the right positions. So that's why England never actually took to the next level. And also, I would give it to the managers as well. Some of the managers that England has had, right? They never thrived on attacking football. Like आप Fabio
Correct.
Capello ले लो, very pedestrian football again. Southgate, very very boring football. With the talent that England had, they could have actually sky's the limit. They could not exploit that limit. I think it was more cautious approach to in those tournaments. I know Southgate सबको लेके गया deep, but you know football was as such कि लोगों को पता था कि this is not going to be long term as well. And obviously the English media, there's biases in the team selections as well. वो उस time पे बहुत ज़्यादा होती थी. Now it's much better in my opinion. Now it's much better. Now थोड़े
100%
form
bhai.
based player selections हो रही in England. That's why I think they're reaching a little bit deeper into the tournaments. Back then it was just Scholes है plug in कर दो, Gerrard है plug in कर दो, Lampard है. मतलब how, like unless you're playing a 4-3-3, these three can't even play together. There was no CDMs basically. So you saw
100%.
like England never had that balance in the team. I
Correct.
think one of the reasons.
And just to add on that point, bhai, if you remember, there was this BBC interview that was conducted where I think Lampard and Gerrard were sitting together, and they asked them directly, "Ki bhai, what happened to that golden generations? Why couldn't you win it?" And they were so candid, and all respect to both the legends. They said, I think Gerrard said, "Ki the rivalry that we shared was so intense in the Premier
So
League
intense.
that it was so difficult to get that
Play together.
natural bond that there was." So he said कि सिचुएशन वाज सच एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम कि जब हम जाते थे इंग्लैंड के लिए, तो देयर वाज
Right.
दिस यूनाइटेड टेबल एंड देयर वाज दिस चेल्सी टेबल एंड देयर वाज दिस लिवरपूल टेबल, and we
Exactly.
were so divided at that point. We knew that we were representing our nation, we were very serious, we used to do everything in order, but that
Correct.
camaraderie, that brotherhood, we just could not share because we were competing
Kabhi
for the
nahi.
title next week. So
Exactly.
he said something very important, like me and Lampard, we were competing for our teams, and for that time, for me, Liverpool is the biggest thing, and
Right.
for Lampard as well, it was Chelsea, and that is
Yep.
where they struggled. And he said
The
one more
club was
beautiful thing about
more than
this.
national team.
100%. He was very candid in all respect to him. One of the things that he said about this generation was, since this generation have been winning together, and winning brings you together. He said, if
Brings
you
you
are
in.
winning tournaments, there is a camaraderie. And since this
Right.
younger generation, this England younger generation, they are winning together. Bhai, if you can remember in 2017 when they came to India, that under 17
Yep.
World Cup that England won. So there
That
were
team.
there were so many people. Yeah, Sancho was there, Foden was there.
Foden.
There were so many people. In fact, prior to that, the under 21s that they went on to win, where Sterling was there, and so many other, Wilshire
Yes.
was there.
Yes. Yes.
So
Wilshere.
it kind of brought, and changed. But yes, bhai, and to be fair, bhai, they were seriously unlucky. They should have won it at least one, दो final हारे, and at least
Right.
एक तो जीतना चाहिए था उनको मेरे हिसाब से. The
Right.
way
Right. But it.
the way they were playing, and the
Yeah.
talent
Yeah.
that they have, bhai.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's it. मैं वही बोलता हूँ, like against इन गेम भी इंग्लैंड कभी कभी नेगेटिव हो जाती है. आई थिंक दैट्स वाज लाइक इफ यू रिमेंबर द गेम अगेंस्ट इटली, दे स्कोर्ड द मिनट, द फर्स्ट या सेकंड मिनट में ही स्कोर्ड, लुक शॉ स्कोर्ड दैट गोल, एंड आफ्टर दैट इंग्लैंड शुड हैव बीन इन द ascendancy. आई थिंक दैट वाज नॉट द बेस्ट इटालियन टीम टू एक्चुअली विन द यूरोज. They should have
100%, bhai.
closed the game down 2-0, but they did not. They
And they
just took it to
scored,
the end.
bhai. They scored first, and they just, I don't know what happened.
They
Euphoria
sat back.
got into them, or whatever it was. They just stopped playing there.
They stopped playing.
And yeah, yes, bhai, completely agreed. भाई ज्यादा टाइम है नहीं ऐश भाई के
हाँ,
पास,
you
so I
ask
have
your
to
questions.
quickly,
Yes.
हाँ, yes,
Yeah.
I have to quickly wind it up as well. भाई थोड़ा सा fun element है. This is something that I am
हाँ, हाँ.
introducing into this concept, where we are
Yes.
not going to, we बहुत healthy way में we are going to talk. So Ash भाई, if you had to make a dream five aside team, all time Manchester United team, who would you put?
All time Man United. Okay, fine. So मैं इस टीम पे अगर 5 खेल रहा हूँ, obviously 1 goalkeeper, 1 defender, 2 midfielders and 1 striker, right?
Yeah,
ये combination होने वाला, right?
that works, भाई,
So
that works.
right, so उस combination के हिसाब से I'll go goalkeeper. I would go obviously Edwin van der Sar. I rate him more than Schmeichel because Edwin van der Sar जिस तरह से marshal करता था the defense alongside Vidic and Ferdinand, it was absolutely insane. लोगों ने क्वेश्चन किया था आफ्टर फुलम की, यू नो, ही वाज इन फुलम एक्चुअली, सो आफ्टर दैट विल ही बी एबल टू प्रोड्यूस गुड परफॉर्मेंसेस, बट ही एब्सोल्युटली shut all doubters and was absolutely a nailed on signing versus Alex. I would keep Van der Sar for the leadership as well. Center back pay, it's Nemanja Vidic, man, for me.
Ahead of
All time.
Ferdinand?
Yeah. Because also like Ferdinand was good, but the versatility that Vidic had, the tenacity that Vidic had, and Vidic is the only player that has won Premier League Player of the Year 2 times. Only defender.
100, yes, of course, bhai.
Right? So staggering quality, staggering mentality. भाई लड़ पड़ के खेलता था, खून निकल जाती थी, फिर भी भाई he used to be there. Ferdinand actually had lot more inconsistent seasons than Vidic, so I will give Vidic a big go. 2 midfielders. So obviously Paul Scholes, man. I mean, Paul Scholes have to be. I mean, ये tactical नहीं है, just the
नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं
profiles.
भाई, बिल्कुल टैक्टिंग. That is why I said कि
कोई
it
stadium
has to be
medium
very
नहीं, ठीक है. Paul
correct
Scholes,
भाई.
Paul
Yes.
Scholes, and I think another midfield I will put David Beckham, man. I mean, people don't realize how good, how amazing David Beckham was for Man United
100%.
before he went to Real Madrid. So I would put
He's probably
Beckham.
by the Michael Jordan of football, because people started watching football more after watching David Beckham. He brought in that aura जो आज बच्चे बोलते हैं aura.
Right.
It was actually David Beckham's aura that drove in so many fans.
You know, actually 5-a-side is so difficult.
Yes, bhai. So,
you know, there was
sorry to cut you.
actually so I was actually confused between कि Beckham डालूं कि Ronaldo डालूं. I know Ronaldo is my favorite, but अगर all time favorite अगर 5 time डालूं, oh man, I think Ronaldo just tips it, man. You know what? I'll actually keep Ronaldo and
Oh,
Scholes in that, right? And then
okay,
forward
okay,
में
okay.
Rooney. Or you know what?
Beautiful bhai. मतलब,
It's so confusing right now, right? So five
yeah,
aside. Oh
it is
man, that's a good
that is why
question.
I put you on the spot भाई.
क्योंकि
I इसीलिए मैंने आपको पहले बताया
forward
नहीं
पे
था ये सब.
yeah, no, that's good. Forward पे it's nailed on Wayne Rooney. Like it, no one comes close to Wayne Rooney, right? Um, oh man, I think it's gonna be Scholes and it's Scholes and Cristiano, man. Has to be Cristiano. I mean, what Cristiano has done in the modern era, at least post 2000, that's been my memory, right? One of the players that I started watching, loving Man United. I have seen Beckham, but it was past his prime. He already went to Real Madrid. But I have watched Ronaldo closely, his growth minute by minute, like every week. I'll put Ronaldo and Scholes in the midfield and your forward में Wayne Rooney. That's gonna be my five-a-side.
That is a beautiful team, by the way. Bhai, I couldn't disagree on any of the players. Or I mean, growing up watching Ronaldo, Rooney, and Scholes, even Van der Sar. I mean, that was the dream team for most of
Yeah.
us. So, and Vidic, of course. And I'm glad people don't appreciate what efforts Vidic did for Man United, क्योंकि उसका
Top player.
हाइप नहीं है, because he's not an English player. तो लोग फर्डिनेंड करते रहते हैं. But I think I keep Vidic ahead of Ferdinand, and I keep Yapstam ahead of Ferdinand,
Yep.
for that matter
Yapstam
as
was
well.
very good for United. Absolutely very good. I mean, in that Steve Bruce
So
वगैरह थे, they were very good back in the day.
Bruce and this who was this Mark Hughes. So there are so
Yep,
many
yep.
good.
Mark
Go, I
Hughes.
mean, भाई
Yep.
उनकी तो आपकी तो लिस्ट इतनी लंबी कि कभी खत्म ही नहीं होगी. But भाई,
Exactly.
I there are the few questions and then we will wind up.
Yes, yes, yes,
Before that,
yes.
भाई जो लोग भी chat में do check out Ash भाई channel first and then come back and do subscribe. मैंने हाँ of course I think Rupesh भाई said sub only mode without. भाई मैं क्या करूँ यार, अब Ash भाई को बुलाया तो 4-5 सब मैं भी तो कमा लूँ. आप नहीं चाहते हो कि मेरी growth हो क्या?
Of course, of
I
course,
made
of
it.
course, of
I
course.
did it purposely, भाई, by the way. बट रुपेश भाई, थैंक यू फॉर
कोई बात
सब्सक्राइबिंग भाई. अब अनसब्सक्राइब मत कर देना. आई एम ऑल्सो अ गुड पर्सन. आपको पता चलेगा धीरे धीरे.
नहीं.
बट
He's a
थैंक यू
city
सो
man. I
मच.
think I think he'll support you, man.
ऑफ
Don't worry.
कोर्स, ऑफ कोर्स. अच्छा, सो आई जस्ट क्विकली दो तीन क्वेश्चन. सो ऐश भाई,
हाँ हाँ.
वेरी कैंडिडली, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे बात करके. बट इफ यू कुड टेल मी योर फेवरेट मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड जर्सी द सीजन, इट कुड बी
Oh
होम और
yeah.
अवे.
Okay. My favorite jersey for Man United was the Vodafone jersey, man.
ओह,
It's a beautiful.
ब्यूटीफुल बाय द द
It's
फुल
iconic,
स्लीव्स.
man. The full
यस,
sleeves, the Vodafone jerseys, the ones that Ruud van Nistelrooy and all used to like, थोड़ा सा oversized
करेक्ट
रहते
करेक्ट
थे. Like when he
करेक्ट
used to
करेक्ट
score and celebrate, used to fly around, right? Beautiful jerseys.
करेक्ट.
AIGs के अच्छे थे, but it's like they were iconic because of United winning that time. But Vodafone की jerseys were actually that created the fan base. I mean, if you check सारे पुराने fan bases ना, उनके पास Vodafone की jerseys ज़्यादा होंगी
Yes,
than
bhai. My brother has
right.
it. My brother has it.
That would be my favorite jersey.
Beautiful,
Order
beautiful.
भी किया हूँ.
Yeah. Or last question to you, Ash bhai, before we wind up. And I am
Yes,
glad
yes.
that we did this together, bhai. I'll hope to call
Absolutely.
you
My
again
pleasure, man. I'm
if you
loving
have
this.
time, of course. So, bhai, and this is purely based on the current scenario that is happening,
हाँ हाँ
and
हाँ.
you are closely following what is happening at United, bhai.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into the nitty gritties as to what Amorim is doing or why he's not playing him. वो
I
तो
know.
आपको पता ही है. And I just want to know, bhai, as a fan, as an honest fan, what are your true expectations from United this season?
True expectations from United this season is simple, right? I want to take लोग बोलते हैं कि मत एग्जांपल लूं. नहीं, मैं एग्जांपल लूंगा. I want to take the template of Klopp's Liverpool. What Klopp's Liverpool did in that first season and even the second season was एक philosophy in एक identity होनी चाहिए in any team right now. In this season, I want to understand what the 3-4-2-1 actually looks like. क्योंकि अभी तक it has been very frantic. कोई स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है. कोई जो मैचेस में हम लोग जीते भी हैं, देयर हैज बीन नो स्ट्रक्चर, राइट? I don't get what kind of football we are going to play. Because it's just pass along the back and just flung a long pass and then inshallah, like that's what's going on exactly right now, right? It's just frantic man to
Correct.
man pressing. कोई pressing में structure नहीं है. Tactics में छोड़ देता हूँ.
Correct.
The expectation that I have this season is simple, very simple. Obviously out of Carabao Cup, I don't even care about the FA Cup. What I want, since we are playing Premier League week in week out, I want a good performance. I want even if we lose the games, I should come out of those game proud that yes, we challenged the team. Like against Arsenal, I was proud. Against
Correct.
City, no. Shit show. So वो नहीं चाहता मैं.
Correct. Correct.
Um, and to finish in the top 8, right? Making Old Trafford a fortress. I don't care we go and lose away. I want us to really, really go for the games and not play negative football away from home. I want us to make Old Trafford a place where teams feel that fear factor back. That when they come to Old Trafford, they just can't run us over. I want that this season and finish in the top 8 so that it creates the foundation. हम लोग एक तो conference league खेलेंगे. That's again, people don't consider that competition. I consider every competition that every team is playing is a very legit competition that they should participate in and win it. Basically, if you're so good enough, go and win it. Basically, that's my point, right?
Correct. Correct.
वो finish करो. That's if once you qualify into European places, you earn amazing revenue. Champions League revenue छोड़ो, आप कोई भी European competition खेलते हो, you earn fantastic revenue. वो आपको
100%.
will form the base of the transfer season for the next season. So उस पे we will actually fix a lot of our issues going forward. That's what I exactly want. अगर हम top 6 कैसे कर लेते हैं, which I don't think so is going to happen because squad quality and mentality में काफ़ी difference है. Where we are lacking. So I don't think so we'll finish top 6. Top 8 is a realistic. I think that's a realistic expectation because we are just playing once every week. उतना अगर नहीं रखे as United fans, that's
Correct.
just lying to ourselves at this point.
100%, bhai. Couldn't agree on that point more, bhai. And I just wanted to keep it very simple because I am not going to get into the nitty gritties. But you have explained it very
That's for another
beautifully.
day.
Correct, and you've explained it very beautifully as to what a true fan should expect from United. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि people should diss them because they are in the process of rebuild. They are struggling. They are trying everything to give back to their fans. But
And
कभी
sacking the manager
they felt
won't help as well.
exactly. It is
the
not.
manager
It is
won't
only going to create a toxic culture again, and which is something that nobody wants.
Piyush,
And
my policy is simple, right? I'm gonna back my manager to the bones, but I'm gonna criticize him and the players when it's absolutely criticism is due. That's what a fan
very
should be, and that's what they should be.
100%, by 100%. So I just would want to thank everybody who is in the chat. I mean, Ash bhai has to go, and he was gracious enough to give me 1 hour of his time because
अरे कोई बात नहीं.
he also has lined up so many things. So bhai, I mean it as a person. I really liked this conversation, and I loved. And this is something that
Pleasure was
I've
mine.
tried doing it. Yeah, I've tried doing it, and I want to engage into these conversations with different content creators as to know their insights and as to how they do what they do. And it was such a beautiful conversation. It was such an heartfelt, candid conversation with you, Ash bhai. Thank you so much. And whosoever is in the chat, thank you so much, chat, for coming. Whosoever have not subscribed to our channel, do it. आप तो वैसे सब्सक्राइब मोड ऑन है तो करना ही पड़ा होगा, बट ऐश भाई को जिन्होंने नहीं किया, प्लीज गो एंड सब्सक्राइब. आई मीन देयर सो मेनी पीपल आई नो जो मेरे यहाँ पर हैं. प्लीज गो एंड check out Ash bhai. He's one of the most humble person that there is in the content creator industry. And I'm going to bring a lot more people. So I'm going to see you next Friday, guys. Thank you so much, and bye. So I'm going to end this stream. Bye.
Thank you so much.